Hi, I'm Michael, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to make a vertical garden, so you can grow your own food and save a little money. Let's get started. A vertical garden is simply using a vertical space to grow plants, such as herbs or lettuce, and this is often done in containers. However, the vertical garden I'll be designing uses hydroponics. This means that instead of growing the plants in soil, I'll be growing them in water. So the overall goal is to grow more plants using less water. I'll also be taking it a step further, and I'll add a microcontroller and some cloud capabilities, but all of that is extra and completely unnecessary to a fully functioning vertical garden. I decided to go with 3 4-foot in length, 3-inch diameter pipes. I used masking tape to draw a line down each of the pipes, and then I drew a line every 6 inches starting from the edge. Each mark will be the center of a 2-inch in diameter hole. These holes will hold our net pots, and in these net pots our plants will sit and grow out of. Next, I'll use a power drill and a hole saw kit to drill a 2-inch in diameter hole at each mark. Next, I measured in 2 inches on both sides of each of the 3 pipes. I did this so that I could drill small holes and install these stainless steel rings, which I'll be using to hang the vertical garden later. Now, it's important for me to say that the vertical garden in this video was a proof of concept, meaning that I'll definitely go back and make another one. When I do that, I'll pay close attention to the plastics, glues, and other materials that I use. I say that because if you're making a vertical garden, it's important that the materials you use are safe to grow plants out of and are safe to grow plants with. Please do your own research. And I'm just cleaning up some of the drill holes here, filing them down so they're a little nicer. These are the tiny net pots which will be holding our seedlings. They make them in various sizes, so you can, venture out and try your own or whatever that better fits your own system. In this case, these were 2-inch in diameter holes. I'll be using gardening cable to suspend each pipe on top of each other against my balcony railing. And this is where vertical gardening becomes really powerful, is because you can have as many layers as you would like on top of each other, meaning more plants in less space. Okay, so now we're just going to get our end caps ready, and I did this by drilling a hole down the center that would fit a 3/4 inch male adapter, which is going to attach each pipe so that the water flows from the top to the middle to the bottom and back into our reservoir. I would like a way to know how much water is in the vertical garden reservoir without actually being present. So how I'm going to do that is with a microcontroller and a fluid level sensor. This next bit is completely unnecessary for creating a vertical garden. It's just something that I was interested in doing because my background is in computer science and software. If you are interested in doing this, stop the video on the schematic, and I'll make sure to include more resources in the description below for you. First, I'm just going to solder 2 power adapters onto a prototype breadboard. These are JST connectors to be more specific. One's going to go to the microcontroller, and then the second will go to the power supply. In this case, that's going to be a solar panel. Here's the tiny little 5-volt water pump that I'm going to use to power the whole system. Again, this would be completely sufficient by itself without the microcontroller. You could just plug it in, and that would be good. So this is a conduit box which I'm gonna put all the electronics in. It's weatherproof, and this way I can have the system outside and nothing will get damaged. So let's look at the components. We have an Arduino microcontroller with an ESP32 module, some LEDs, and E-tape. E-tape is a liquid level sensor that uses resistive output to determine the level of the fluid. The resistance will vary, and from that we can create a percentage. This schematic is very similar to my Smart Garden video. If you're interested in the code or more information, you can find it on my website. More information in the description below. So now that our end caps are dry, I'm just going to hammer one on to each end. Now, I tried using plumber's tape. Traditionally, this isn't really how you use plumber's tape. I was just trying to find other routes to go about, so I didn't have to use as much glue. Okay, so now I'm just going to use this 3/4 inch tubing to connect the top pipe to the second and the second pipe to the third. So that way the water flows from the top to the middle to the bottom. So you'll notice that this one adapter here is smaller than the rest. This is because it needs to fit the silicon tubing, and that size was ultimately determined by the water pump. The microcontroller portion of this project is going to be entirely solar powered. So let's talk about a simple solar circuit. This little LiPo charger chip is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Notice how there's 2 adapters on the bottom. I'll connect the solar panel up to this chip. This is a 6-volt 3.5 watt solar panel. Notice how there are 2 output ports. One is for a lithium battery, and the second is for the output load. The solar panel will charge up the lithium battery, and then when it is fully charged, it will dump all of that energy out into the load, whatever is connected into it. When it runs out of energy, it will then recharge and start the cycle over again. I'm just going to secure the solar panel in place using these little plastic nuts that came with it, and then I'll be securing everything else using these M4 bolts. I'll be using just a simple 5-gallon bucket for my water reservoir. Now it's time to write some code. I'll be putting it up on my website, however it's very similar to my Smart Garden video. While I won't be going through the code line by line in this video, I will walk you through the architecture. First, the Arduino microcontroller will wake up and connect to my Wi-Fi. Then, it will take a fluid level sensor reading. It will take this reading and convert it to a percentage and send this percentage using a post request to an API gateway endpoint. This endpoint will then fire a Python script. This script will take that percentage and place it in a database. It will also send me a text message to let me know how much fluid is in my water reservoir. I also made modifications to my Smart Garden website, so then when I load the website, it will display how much water is in my water reservoir at the top. I'm just adding some all-purpose hydroponic nutrient solution to the water here. And I'll just give that a little mix together. Once the seeds sprouted, I just place them in the net pots and then just right into the vertical garden. And then when they're done growing, you could take it out and then put in a new seedling and you're already good to go. Additionally, you can use little clay pebbles to put in the net pots to limit sunlight exposure into the system. That's kind of a big thing because you don't want algae growth or anything growing in the system. And that's it. You just let it grow. You don't have to water, you don't have to do anything. When the LED blinks, it is taking a fluid level sensor reading. When the LED changes to the color of a rainbow, the reading was a success and it was able to post it to the internet. Or to the cloud, rather. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope that the information in this video was useful in some way and can maybe even save you some money down the line. That's it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.